This is a story called The Little Monsters, Chapter 115, They Never Learn. It's just a few days until Bumpy and Grumpy's 13th birthday, as they were both born on the same day, and a few weeks after Creeper. The kids want to give them the same kind of party that they give Creeper, but they can't because all their parents will be home. However, one day they were playing out near the community centre when Stumpy sees a member of staff come out. They locked the door, but they forgot to take the keys out, so he said to the others, "Hey guys, look, that guy's left the keys in the door of the community centre. We could have Bumpy and Grumpy's birthday party in there. Quick, come on, let's go inside and move all the tables and chairs and look at what food's left and see if we can use it." Are you sure that's what you'll Are you sure that's all you want to do, Stumpy? Are you sure you just want to see what food's left? Or do you just want to go in and eat it all? Asked Grumpy. Everyone laughed and Stumpy said, "Very funny, Grumpy. And no, I don't want to go in and eat all the food." Everyone laughed again and then they all went inside the community centre. When they looked in the kitchen there wasn't much food, so they decided to make their own. They made 2 birthday cakes, one for Bumpy and one for Grumpy, using pieces of paper, pens, pencils, newspaper, frozen sausages, mustard, salad cream, bits of old shoes, salt, vinegar, pepper, red sauce and brown sauce. When they'd finished, they put them in the oven to cook. Whilst the cakes were cooking, they got to work making the cupcakes, and for the ingredients they used bits of human and pet hair, cat food, dog food, budgie seed, rabbit food, bogies, snot, earwax and salt. Then they made the sandwiches using mustard, salt, ham, vinegar, dog food, cat food, potted beef and Philadelphia cheese. Once they'd finished making the sandwiches, they got to work making the punch. For the ingredients they used 4 big bottles of very strong whiskey, 4 full crates of lager, 4 crates of cider, 4 full crates of bitter, 4 big bottles of white wine, 4 big bottles of red wine, 4 big bottles of gin, 4 big bottles of Baileys, 4 big bottles of vodka, 4 big bottles of very strong cider, and 4 big bottles of Advocaat. As soon as they'd finished, they set out Kicker's hi-fi and speakers, got all the fireworks ready, and then they got themselves ready. At about 6 p.m. the guests started to arrive, and the party got going. Then the gang realised that they'd forgotten to give Grumpy and Bumpy their presents, so they did it in front of everyone. Grumpy got an English football kit, some new football boots, an English football baseball cap, some jeans, some t-shirts, and the Xbox and PlayStation games he wanted. Bumpy got 4 outfits that she wanted, some trainers, some shorts, some t-shirts, some hair scrunchies, some Xbox and PlayStation games, and some makeup. Once all the presents had been handed out, the party got going again. However, after the party had been in full swing for over an hour, one of the neighbours from across the road came over and said, "What on earth's going on over here? You kids shouldn't be in here." Then she pushed past Kicker, walked into the community centre, turned the music off and said, "Right, all of you out now, the party's over with." Kicker looked at her and said, "Mind your own business and get out, you stupid old cow." "Who do you think you're talking to, Kicker?" I'm talking to you, you nosy old cow. Get out and mind your own business, answered Kicker. Then she pushed the woman out of the door and locked her. Then she turned the music back on and turned it up. Everyone laughed and went back to partying. After about an hour, Stumpy saw flashing blue lights, and when he looked out of the window, he saw the police coming down the street towards the community centre. He turned the music off and shouted, "The police are here! Quick, lock the doors, turn off the lights, and hide!" Everyone did just that, and after about 5 minutes, the cops went away, and everyone came out of hiding and carried on partying. After another hour had passed, the neighbour who came over earlier came over again, but this time they just ignored her. Then Kicker said, "Let's go outside and light the fireworks, guys." They all went outside and lit the fireworks, and they were all having a ball. Then Creeper saw flashing blue lights, but thankfully they went straight past. Then they all went back inside and carried on partying. Then a member of staff arrived, along with the gang's parents, and told everyone but the gang to go home because the party was over. Then Kicker's dad said, "You kids just never learn, do you? No matter what we say to you, you just never learn." "Oh, shut up, Dad, and go away," said Kicker. Before their parents could do anything, the kids passed them and ran off. That night they stayed at the hideout, but the next day they all called at Kicker's first, even though they knew their parents would be waiting for them to go home. When they got to Kicker's, her dad locked the doors whilst their mum rang everyone's parents. When all the parents arrived, Kicker's mum said, "What do you have to say for yourself, Kicker?" "I don't know what you're talking about, Mum," answered Kicker. "Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about, my girl," said Kicker's mum. "Oh, shut up, Mum, I haven't a clue what you're talking about," answered Kicker. "How dare you speak to me like that, young lady?" "You know exactly what I'm talking about, young lady. I'm talking about the party you guys had in the community centre last night," shouted Kicker's mum. "We can do what we like, Mum, we're not babies anymore. Come on, guys, let's go and play some video games," said Kicker. However, when they all went upstairs into Kicker's games room, her PlayStation and Xbox were gone. She went into her parents' room and found them straight away under their bed. She took them back into her games room, set them up, and then they all stayed in there playing video games. Downstairs, their parents were having a discussion about them, and Stumpy's mum said, "It doesn't matter what we say to those kids, they never learn." "Mary's right. The thing is, what are we going to do about it?" said Kicker's mum, Jane. "I think that when they're at school tomorrow, we should take away their games consoles, bikes, skateboards, roller skates, stop their pocket money, ban them from seeing and contacting each other when they're not at school for a month, ground them for a month, and make them do extra chores for free. If we don't, then they'll think they've got away with it," said Grumpy's dad. However, what the adults didn't realise is that the kids were listening outside the door and they'd heard every word that they'd said. That night when they went home, they were all told about the punishment and sent to bed early. When their parents thought that they were all asleep, they took away their games consoles, not realising that they were watching them. The next morning they all got up early and rang each other. Then they got ready, had their breakfast and pretended to go to school. However, they hid in their gardens until all their families were out, and then they went in, got all their stuff back and hid it where they knew their parents would never dream of looking. Every day throughout the month they were grounded. They went to school, got their mark on the register and then left. They spent most of their time at the Rondell skate park and BMX track. None of their parents had a clue what they were up to and their teachers didn't say anything. That's what the kids thought anyway. One day when they all went home, their parents had left a note telling them to meet at Kickers, as there was a surprise there waiting for each of them. When they got there, Mrs. Tinker and a couple of their teachers were there waiting for them. Mrs. Tinker said to them, "You kids never learn, do you? No matter what's said to you, you never learn. Well, you'll learn from this. You're all going to be staying in at playtimes, lunchtimes and at home time until you've completely caught up on all the work you've missed and finished all the extra work we're about to give you. You'll not be seeing each other during that time as you'll be in separate classrooms. You won't be seeing each other during lessons either because I'm placing you in different classes until I decide otherwise." The kids looked at each other, laughed and turned to walk out of Kicker's house. But the doors were locked and they couldn't get out. Kicker's dad said to them, "If you kids don't want us to add to that punishment, then I suggest you do what we tell you to do. Kicker, go to your room and stay there. The rest of you, go home with your parents." As soon as Kicker got to her room, she went to climb out of her bedroom window, but she changed her mind for once because she didn't want to be punished any further. For once, the kids stuck to their punishment and they were dead miserable without each other. As soon as their punishment was over with and they were allowed to see each other again, they were soon getting up to mischief again. I guess that's because they're the little monsters and they really do never learn. The end. Hope you like it, guys. Thanks for watching. Before I go, just to let you all know, if you don't see me on here for a while, it's because I'm going to start writing my Christmas stories in rough. So if you don't hear from me for a couple of weeks, then that's why. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching.